relic, Jimmy. Yes, I want it. Look at this apple. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is. I'm not really sure what plant's singing. I think this bass part is right. Harpsichord goes on for about 79 bars. Moxie, you'd think you're on fire. So then eventually comes in, and then plant comes in going, and they go. But it's like a false start. Mox, for the love of God, what's going on up there? And then you think you're coming on the downbeat. And it's like there's an extra. It's really nice and it's fat. Mox, for the love of God. I like a vault. Somebody has to do this. It's brilliant, man. This is it's not just for us Bonzolophiles, but for all us Zeppelinophiles, indeed for all us musicians. Part of the allure of Led Zeppelin is for me, the sound of the recordings. Even their live ones. Listen to how Beefcake. I'll put this hunt this shit. Hi there. I can't with the headphones. You listen to how Beefcake, the Royal Albert Hall stuff sounds. I mean, listen to the Royal Albert Hall on that documentary. Listen to how just Beefcake and how heavy and low-endy that is. Or listen to the BBC sessions recorded at the Paris Theatre in London, England. I think on April 1st, 1971. It's just the sound. It's so heavy. It's such a rich, analog-y, warm, low-endy, haunting sound, right? So, anyway, so let's do this. So here we are. I have some gear here, right? People sometimes ask, what do you have, Tara? I will do a tour of all the gear. But, I don't have a lot of really cool gear anymore. I had all kinds of old Zildjians. I was an old Zildjian collector for a long time. But I sold pretty much all of them off at the high. The high of the Zildjian market about 6 or 7 years ago. I made a lot of money on them, thank God. Which was nice. Which was a nice touch. So what I have here I always say this. So here I have my trusty, I have two of these babies. See that? See that? Isn't that nice? Look at that. Look at that. Don't you love this look that all the guys use in their eBay pictures? They get just the right, get the light just, right there. Oh, not like that, but like this. Not like that, but like this, that, this. Nice. This is a 1300 and, I don't know, 88 gram Paiste PST7 thin crash. Again, I've always maintained that this is almost like if there was a 2002 sort of short crash. In a sense, it's not really, but it just has short crash properties when compared to a standard issue 2002 with its nice, long, beautiful sustain. Okay, now right here, and I've said this before, is my sound formula. This is, get the reflection. I don't want to, but I love the way these look when you see the hammering and stuff. Hang on. Right there. Okay, this is a beautiful one. This is a hand cymbal. It's a marching. So like, okay. So it has a flatter profile, just all around flatter cymbal. So it's a great sounding B15 cymbal. Some people say B12, but I'm pretty sure it's B15. The cymbal I've been using over here is a Sabian. Yeah, somebody said, oh my God, Sabian. Well, Sabian makes good cymbals. For a long time, though, I really didn't dig them, though. Just flat out because they were the new guy in the block back in 1980 or whatever. But I have always had now and then. In fact, one of my first really good crashes was a hand-hammered Sabian 18 with the old kind of cool-looking ink on it. It was a really cool cymbal. It was the flattest profile I ever saw. But this is an AAX Arena. I bought a pair of these guys. They were giving them away on Amazon. But I see the thing is with the Sabians, which they've really gone to a lot, is the really fine lathing. And I think that's wonderful for cymbals. Here, look at that. Ooh, there it is. Right there. But the fine lathing, I love that on cymbals. Original Giant Beats, Sound Edge hats in the 602 department. The Joe Morello, that's where the Sound Edge came from, was the Joe Morello cymbals in the 602 had that fine lathing. Sound Edge pairs, even after the regular 602s, they have the regular lathing. But the Sound Edge pairs in 602 department always had that fine lathing. Right? As the modern essentials now all have that fine lathing. I think it just makes the cymbals Giant Beats. Original and reissues. Now here's the thing. This doesn't necessarily sound really good crashed, at least in an up-close environment like this, because it's a heavier cymbal, okay? But ridden, hang on. It sounds to me more like a, it's a lot like a really, really good sounding Zildjian medium ride from the 70s, okay? Before they got like beefcake heavy. But I just put it on there. I think it sounds good. You know, I love all cymbals. You know what it is? I love cymbals that sound good, okay? I love Paiste because I think there's a certain sound to them that I really love. But I also love other stuff. So, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw on, what I'm dying to do is let me know what you guys think. Let me know, people here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. This is a Paiste Innovations Medium Crash 18, okay? This has the lathing they used. It's almost like an etching they used. If you remember the, around the time these came out, when Paiste had the pluses, the 802 plus, the 502 plus, what it was is the plus was they used this cool etching. And I personally talked to Eric Paiste about it, and he said that, you know, he loved it. I think he thought, and he was probably right, that a lot of people thought it was cheesy looking. But I think sonically it was great. I love those 502 pluses. All right, so let's do that. So we're putting on the Paiste Innovations 18-inch medium crash. I mean, the sustain on this guy is great. I mean, that's like B15, a B15 sounding 2002. Except, not really, because this has a darker quality to it. Remember, a non-B20 type of darker quality to it, like a more slightly, like a flatter profile, like to it than otherwise, if that makes a bit of sense. So, what I'm going to do now is put on, if I can get this guy. This is a Paiste 505. This might not be one of my favorite ones, but I do think that my favorite, as a rule of thumb, 18-inch crash cymbal in the B8 department in the world, and of course made by Paiste because they make the best B8, is an 18-inch 505 crash model. Now that's a really good one, okay? It's my two favorite are probably stashed in the vault somewhere. Okay, so let's do like a... Or we could do like a... right, so anyway, back to things. So more videos are on the way. I'm still in the process of recording my album. It's coming along, kind of. You know what I mean? I just wish I could play guitar, bass. I wish I could play everything myself. So, what the hell else I was going to say? Something. Video about nothing. This is a video just about yapping, playing and yapping. You know what I've been doing? Here's another just chitty chat kind of thing. I'm working on my trad grip a little because I don't know if I mentioned. Remember I made that video? Was it earlier this year or earlier last year? I said for the next few months I'm going to work real hard on my hands. Somebody actually sent me a thing. They said, "Listen, Terry, you really better do it because we want to see. If you're not, you're full of shite." You know what I actually really did? But you know what I actually did? I hurt my hand doing so. My left hand. I did something in here. Not here, but here. Reference to the late, great Tommy Boy, master of disaster, Chris Farley. But, you know, you have essentially two nerves here, okay? This one, I think, controls like this. And then the one guy here controls just this, okay? I was farting around one day, and it was a long marathon practice. I thought, well, you know, hey, if I can learn 20 years worth of rudiments in 3 months, did some damage to my hand, okay? So I have reoccurring a little bit of pain here and numbness, you know, fuzziness. I went to the doctor. They said it was kind of no big deal, but what can you do? Anyway, so then I thought, well, let me try and really get serious. Or try, not serious, but work a little bit on my trad grip. You know, and it actually works. You know, as far as, you know, I always say that I have this tremor. It's in both hands. But my left hand is just worse. And to be totally honest, you know, I know why it's there. I do, I'm telling you. You know, when they first made it sort of a big deal about lead paint and lead when we were younger, I used to say to my friends, I'm like, oh yeah, it couldn't have been that bad. I used to eat lead paint. I indeed used to frickin' eat lead paint. I remember when I was a little kid, standing at the windowsill. We lived in a house. We shared the house. My cousins were downstairs. We were up. We had a couple different windowsills, like right off the porch, and they were really low. Like they were like super low. So as a 2-year-old, my head and arms were like, I could look out the window like that. Well, there was the checking paint all around, and I remember eating it, chewing on it, and you know what? It was sweet. It had a sweet, chalky flavor. And I hear about now how even a little bit of lead paint's bad. This has got to be what it is. That's why I must have this nervous system problem. As it applies to my drumming, though, what happens, like when I do my buzzes and stuff, if I practice and really relax for a long time, I can get a decent buzz roll. Otherwise, really, not so much the rudiments, because it really does, like, I mean, I can do kind of that. But when it comes to any fine-tuning buzz, my left hand, I mean, look at that. And I'm off caffeine, honest to God. Look at that, man. I mean, it gets worse and it gets better sometimes. But it really affects my playing. I mean, the hand-to-hand, completely smooth stuff, where you really have to kind of go totally hand-to-hand. Anyway, so, but I notice here, like, look. So what happens here, now watch that. Okay, now with my left, it's not really, it's a little more in control. Like, it doesn't seem to be so, like, right? So I have been working on it, but again, that's what I've been working on. Oh, you want to be like the Copelandulator. You know how he's got like that. Hang on. So I obviously can't really play that way yet, but I'm working on it. I'll spend some time just going. I'll spend time just going. I'll have to go like that. Spend some time like that. Just anything just to get the juices flowing. So that's what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Anyway. So here we go. Listen to that. They sound good, don't they? People have said the drums sound good. You know, you got to be careful doing that crossover. Look at my crossover videos. I can't tell how many times I've smacked my hand so hard doing that. And I'm always nervous I'm going to do it. I'm also nervous I'm going to lose this chord thingy. Hang on. Frosty, it's okay. That's my dog. Try it. Oh, going back around the back here.